Welcome to Jewish Learning Every Day for Friday, March 12th, Adar 28th, and for Shabbat, March 13th, Adar 29. When they built the Mishkan, the tabernacle, the priests who served in that tabernacle, and later on in the Beis HaMikdash, in the Holy Temple in Jerusalem, had to wear certain garments. The high priest would wear 8 garments. One of them was actually a golden plate that he wore on his forehead, on which was inscribed, Kodesh Lashem, this is holy unto God. And our sages in the Talmud tell us that this plate that the high priest wore served as an atonement for the Jewish people's sin of being brazen, of having chutzpah, of doing things in spiteful things, determining to do whatever one wants to do regardless of the consequences, regardless of what God says about that thing. And we find, for example, when King David kills Goliath, where does he kill him? The slingshot hits him in his forehead, because the forehead is the part of the body that is associated metaphorically with arrogance, brazen chutzpah, and that's the type of sin for which the Kohen Gadol's wearing that plate would atone for. But it's not all negative. Not only is it an atonement when we do it in a negative way, it's also a force that would generate us doing and using chutzpah in the positive way. When a Jew gets up in the morning and says his prayers, and then he goes from the synagogue into his workplace and he says, I will not give up my spiritual inspiration that I had this morning. I'm going to continue living a righteous life, a life with integrity and honesty. I will do business in a way that God would want me to do business, because I'm going to keep my inspiration that I had in the morning. Or in a more broad, universal way, when a Jew says, we've been waiting for Mashiach for 2,000 years and he hasn't yet arrived, we're still living in exile, so I'm going to keep on trucking, I'm going to keep on praying and demanding and working to give Mashiach's coming the reality that we expect. Never give up. That obstinance, that persistence takes a lot of chutzpah, and that's the type of chutzpah that the high priest's golden plate, on which was inscribed Kodesh Lashem, it is holy to God, that enables us to keep the holiness in every aspect of our lives. When they built the tabernacle, they built it with various utensils, vessels. One of them was the inner altar, the golden altar, or the altar for incense. This incense had 11 ingredients, and one of the ingredients was galbanum, which had a foul odor. But when it was mixed with the other ingredients, it emitted a very, very pleasant and powerful aroma. Our sages extract from this that any time Jews get together to pray, and there is no participation of those Jews who may have a foul odor in the spiritual sense, they are not good Jews, if we exclude them intentionally, that prayer is not accepted. Why? Because deep down, every Jew possesses a soul that wants to be close to God. Every Jew possesses a treasure trove of spiritual positive qualities. All it takes is for us to excavate, and when we include every Jew, we help that Jew discover his inner treasure. Our sages tell us that even the sinners of Israel are filled with mitzvahs, filled with good deeds, like a pomegranate is filled with seeds. And the Rebbe once commented on this, and he said, if you say that he's filled with mitzvahs, that means any negatives that he has is on the outside, is on the exterior. When we recognize that deep down, inside, we are all very holy and very positive, this gives us the ability to express that goodness on the outside, reveal that inner treasure, and that is what the inner altar of the Beis HaMikdash symbolized, bringing out the incense, the pleasant fragrance that comes from every Jew when the Jew allows himself to reveal that inner treasure.